Hi everybody, how's it going? I'm splitting wood here today this morning, but my wedge just got stuck. So I got my wedge stuck in this about 3-foot tall hunk of wood here. And I mean, if I had a chainsaw, I could cut that in half. I don't have a chainsaw to work with right now, and I don't have a second wedge. That's the whole issue here. Yeah, poor wedge, totally stuck in there. And this thing's just not splitting because it's full of knots. Now, generally, this is when I'd bring in a second wedge. I don't have a second wood splitting wedge. Usually I'll start with a skinnier wedge. If it gets stuck, we'll go with something like a nice fat wedge, a fatter wedge, and stick it in there to open the hole up bigger and loosen my first wedge up. Well, I don't have another wood splitting wedge, but I do have a different technique that I'll use to keep splitting this and get that wedge unstuck. And that's this here. I just grabbed a nice triangle piece of heavy-duty oak wood from my wood stack here, and this isn't even fully cured. This is still wet wood. But here's what I did with it. I just chopped a little chisel point around it, kind of like a giant crayon, and I'm going to use that for my wedge. This actually works quite amazingly well. This is old school. This will split the whole piece all the way down. Look at that. And now it's wide enough, split apart, that I can keep tapping it down. Look at that. Now all I've got to do is get some of these stringy pieces there, push it apart. Look at that, right in half. Wooden splitting wedges work great once the wood has already started to split a little bit. In fact, it wasn't that many years ago, and they didn't really use iron or steel splitting wedges. Most of the wedges were wood. Nice heavy oak, red or white oak. Ash also being quite popular. And it's a piece of cake to make these things. You don't have to make them this big. This is more my wedges stuck sized splitting wedge here. This is a nice fat one. Gets in there and pries open the wood. You're not chopping wood or cutting into wood with the wedge. All the wedge is doing is prying it open because it's already started to split. It's not like an axe. Okay, so here's the same thing. I've got a nice long piece of wood. I prefer these a little bit longer because them being longer means I can tap them down deeper to loosen up a stuck wedge. Nice and flat on the end, helps for hammering. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to look at which end is fatter. The fatter end goes on top. Alright. And just start with the corners. I'm going to take the corners off. Alright, now I'm going to thin it down a little on one side. Make it a little more wedge-like. Thin it down a little on the other side. Make it a little more wedge-like. And a little more. Where am I at? Now what I have here, put that away, what I have here is a nice wedge. See that? And it's long. It doesn't really have to be only but about this long, but having the extra length means I can pound it down deeper in as it goes into the wood if the wood's not splitting easy. So, let's see, something like this is right. I'm going to split this piece again with my wedge here. This is the old technique what they used to use for splitting rails. Take an axe, make a mark. Make a nice mark. I'll do it again, the same spot. Make a nice deep mark. So I'm hitting here, I'm going to hit in the middle, and I'm going to try to hit on the edge here to make kind of a line across to help it to split. One more here. No, there we go. Now I got it. Now I'm just going to take my wedge, put it right in that crack, and give it some taps. go. I split that piece too. Don't underestimate the power of a little oak. This stuff is fairly stout. It works great for splitting wedges. Nice little handy tip here, I thought anyway. Well, thanks for watching Northern Homesteading. If you liked this video, don't forget to click the like button. Look around for some more good information. I'll see you guys later. Go out there and homestead a bit. Bye now.